That
No, you're not
Shut the up!
As a white guy trying to talk to black people.
I'm
no,
not.
Bitch, no, you're not.
Voted for Joe Biden, but that shit didn't feel great. Felt like I was giving Grandpa the keys to the Oldsmobile and telling him to drive to California. I'm probably the most pro-anti-Trump comic out there. What are you upset about? It's not me.
No, and shut up. Any black person ever tried to laugh at his fucking jokes, no.
Stop having fun! I don't know who the fuck you're mad at, but it's not me.
No, a white person trying to make fun of black people.
See, now you're crying, and I was just trying to make you laugh.
No, don't do that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now I'm gonna make fun. I was trying to be empathetic.
Ever wondered what happens when a heckler picks on the wrong comedian? Picture this. A nervous newbie takes the stage, stuttering through his opener.
Why do you think I'm doing this for a living? You think I was a football player? I'm a God damn it. There's nothing you can say to me I haven't said 6 inches from the mirror. Hey, Kamala Harris. Now's the time I need you on my side.
No, that was the most racist joke ever.
No, I got like 4 more in the chamber.
Suddenly, a loud mouth in the back starts jeering. The room tenses up. But then, something magical happens. Our stuttering hero finds his voice, firing back with a zinger that leaves the heckler speechless. The crowd erupts in cheers. You won't believe how this underdog turns the tables and brings the house down. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
First of all, you're not blind. You know what? You're looking around too much. You're not doing this shit. You're like, first of all, you were blind. What the f are you looking back at him for? You need to work on your fake blind shit. Are you gonna have a 41? You still gonna have the bachelor party? Do you really need to, man? I mean, you're 41. You just lived the bachelor party for 20 years, right? Jeez, well, thank you for bringing it all the way down to your goddamn. I didn't ask you about your eyesight. Jesus Christ, you got problems with your kidneys too? We can just turn this into a benefit? We can just flip-flop in the words? Who is this poor woman who's marrying you on Saturday?
Picture this, a comedy club packed to the brim, the air thick with anticipation. The spotlight hits the stage, revealing our unlikely hero, Jake, a stammering stand-up newbie. He's been practicing for months, but tonight's his first big show. Poor guy's so nervous, he can barely squeak out his name. Jake starts his set and it's rough. He's stumbling over every other word like he's trying to navigate a verbal minefield. The audience is losing interest faster than a cat chasing a laser pointer. You can almost hear the collective eye roll as people start checking their phones. Suddenly, a voice cuts through the awkward silence.
You want me to bump into some I don't know what I gotta do here to prove to you that I can't see because I can't see. Jesus Christ. I appreciate a good scam, man. That's something better than that, you know what I mean?
There's no scam, dude. It's surreal, man.
What?
There's no scam.
There's no scam?
Yeah, we're all blind, man.
You guys are all blind. Alright, I got it. You can't see. You proved it to me. You're blind. This woman has her hand over her mouth like I made him.
Spit it out already! The room goes dead quiet. Jake freezes like a deer in headlights, his eyes wide with panic. But then something clicks in Jake's brain. He takes a deep breath, squares his shoulders, and fires back. I will as soon as you shut your mouth long enough to let me. The crowd gasps, then chuckles. Jake's found his groove, and he's not letting go. He keeps going, turning his stutter into perfectly timed punchlines. It's like watching a caterpillar transform into a butterfly if that butterfly could deliver sick burns. Now, you might think hecklers are rare, but they're actually more common than you'd expect. They show up at about 10 to 20% of comedy shows, making life hell for comedians who are just trying to do their job. And for someone like Jake, who's already battling a stutter, it's like trying to juggle while riding a unicycle on a tightrope. See, stress can make stuttering worse. It's like throwing gasoline on a fire. When you're up on stage with all those eyes on you, and some jerk decides to play amateur comedian, that's enough to make anyone's words get stuck in their throat. But Jake, He's taking a page out of Bill Bailey's book. Bailey, a comedian who's dealt with stuttering himself, once said that humor is key to overcoming personal challenges. And boy, is Jake proving that point. By the end of his set, Jake's got the room in stitches. He's turned his stutter into his secret weapon, using it to set up punchlines and catch the audience off guard. The heckler, nowhere to be seen, probably slunk off to lick his wounds and rethink his life choices. As Jake leaves the stage to thunderous applause, you can't help but wonder, was that stutter part of the act all along, or did we just witness the birth of a comedy legend? Jake's stutter might have been his secret weapon, but what if I told you it wasn't just dumb luck? Turns out our boy had an ace up his sleeve all along, and it's about to change everything you thought you knew about stand-up comedy. Let's break down Jake's transformation from nervous newbie to quick-witted champ. When that heckler decided to pipe up, something clicked in Jake's brain. It was like watching a superhero discover their powers for the first time. But here's the kicker, Jake had been preparing for this moment all along. See, Jake wasn't just practicing his jokes in front of the mirror. He'd been cooking up a whole arsenal of self-deprecating humor about his stutter. It's a classic move that even the big guns use. Take Bill Burr, for example. This guy's a master at turning his own flaws into comedy gold. During one show, he shut down a heckler by saying, "You just lived the bachelor party for 20 years. Boom, instant laughter, and the heckler was toast. But Jake took it to a whole new level. He used his pauses to build tension, playing with the audience's expectations like a pro. Every time they thought he was about to stutter, he'd hit them with a punchline instead. It was like watching a magician reveal the trick, only to pull off an even bigger one. And get this, science backs up Jake's strategy. Research shows that self-deprecating humor can make a comedian seem more relatable and authentic. It's like they're letting the audience in on a secret, and suddenly everyone's on the same team. Some of the biggest names in comedy swear by this technique. Joe Rogan once asked a heckler, "Did no one hug you when you were little?" Talk about a mic drop moment. And Andrew Schultz, he told a heckler, "You're really good at engineering ruining other people's nights." These guys know how to turn a potential disaster into comedy gold. But it's not just about quick comebacks. Jake's whole act became a masterclass in owning your quirks. He wasn't just telling jokes about his stutter, he was using it to enhance his timing and delivery. It was like watching a drummer use the spaces between beats to make the music even better. Jimmy Carr, another comedy heavyweight, is famous for his brutal takedowns of hecklers. He once roasted a heckler's mom so hard, it became part of his regular act. But here's the thing, Jake didn't need to go for the jugular. His authenticity was his superpower. By the end of his set, Jake had the audience eating out of his hand. They weren't laughing at him, they were laughing with him, and more importantly, they were cheering for him. Jake's stutter wasn't a handicap anymore. It was his unique selling point, the thing that made him stand out from every other comic on the circuit.